Hello, this is Bob Joyner, and in this video we're going to be talking about day trading ROI, return on investment, and we'll be asking the question, what are the critical numbers for day trading? So this is a number crunching type video, and this video is for you if you're trying to improve your trading results, you're making some progress but you know that you're leaving a lot of money on the table, or you're considering trading for a prop firm such as using their capital to trade forex or futures. Also, a quick warning, this video is not sexy. This is a number crunching video. You want to get your calculator out, but I think as a result you'll find out where some weak spots are for you in your trading, and hopefully it will guide you towards where you need to make some improvement. So when we talk about ROI, return on investment, what we're looking at is what is the rate of increase of money over time. If your account is looking right, then your account is growing over time. If it's not, then it's declining over time. And then what's typical for many traders is just this back and forth motion where you're up one day, you're down the next, you have a great trade, and then you lose it all. You can easily figure out these numbers, and knowing those numbers can help you kind of steer the ship and improve your tradings. What gets measured gets improved. It's not quite that easy, but before we can make any improvements in our day trading probabilities and our day trading success, there's a lot of things that go into it, but part of it is number crunching and realizing through the numbers just where we need to be paying attention. So the first thing we have to do, of course, is to measure that. If you keep adding money to your trading account, but that money is not growing over time, then what you have is an expensive hobby. You're not day trading for profit. You may be enjoying what you're doing, but you're really not day trading for profit. So we need to kind of fix that problem. So here's a quote that my dad used to say. I think he stole it from a preacher in Atlanta, Georgia, and I think that preacher probably rephrased it from an old World War II poster, the best I can track this down. But the statement goes like this: if your outgo exceeds your income, then your upkeep is going to be your downfall. So how do we fix that? We're going to be looking at 3 KPIs, or key performance indicators. You may be familiar with KPIs from previous career. One is the wins versus losses. Number 2 is the average positive ROI on winning trades. Number 3 is the average negative ROI on losing trades. First off, let's take wins versus losses. And to do this, you have to kind of take a big group of trades, like 100 trades or a month's worth of trading. It depends on how active you are as a trader. But you need to take a group of trades and ask the question, how many times did you make money and how many times did you lose money? It's a real simple equation. You may have already been doing this, keeping track of that. Typically, traders like to keep track of their winning trades, and they don't like to keep track of their losing trades. We tend to hide our head in the sand on the losing trades and ignore those, and sometimes that information is extremely important. So, for example, let's say that out of the last 100 trades, you made money on 60 trades and you lost money on 40 trades. And we're going to take that number and we're going to apply it to this little system I have. Number 2 is average positive ROI on winning trades. That's where you take the profit on your trade, you divide it by the amount that you invested in order to make that profit, and that gives you your positive ROI. For example, let's say that you invest $2,000 on a day trade. In 30 minutes, you exit the trade for $2,100. You make $100. $100 divided by your $2,000 investment equals a 5% ROI. Similarly, we can look at negative ROI, and that's where we take the losing trades and we look at what was our average loss on the trade divided by our average investment. So let's say you invest $2,000 on a day trade. In 30 minutes, you exit the trade for $1,800, therefore you have lost $200. You take that $200 loss, you divide it by the $2,000 investment, and you come up with a negative 10% ROI. Those are the 3 simple numbers, but once you put them together, they become very important. So these would be our top KPIs for this scenario. We had 60 wins versus 40 losses. Our average win percentage was 5%, and our average loss percentage was 10%. So for the purpose of simplicity, let's assume you use $2,000 on each of those 100 trades. You had 60 wins versus 40 losses. Your average win was 5%. So you simply take the $2,000 times that 5% equals $100. Times your 60 wins means you made $6,000 in profit. Then you take the average loss, which was 10%. You multiply that times your 40 losses, and you have an $8,000 loss. Looking at your averages helps you see the problem so you can create a solution. So if we're making $6,000 on our winning trades, but we're losing $8,000 on our losing trades, then we have a net loss of $2,000. So then you start thinking, well, what if I could cut my losses to an average loss of say 5%. So let's plug that in. Let's say $2,000 times 5% on the wins. We're still going to win $6,000. The difference is we're going to lose less on our losing trades. We're only going to lose $4,000 this time. So we take $6,000 minus that $4,000. We actually have a profit now of $2,000 by learning how to cut our losses a little bit tighter. Knowing these numbers can help you do a couple things. It can help you figure out where you need to improve. So for example, your wins versus losses. If you are not winning as much as you'd like to, then you might need to improve your strategy. One of the ideas for strategy, if you're a new trader especially, would be to adopt the strategy of someone else. For example, go into a chat room in which they're going to lay out trades for you and lay out trade setups, and you just simply have to follow along with that strategy which has already been proven in the chat room. And of course I have a couple chat rooms where you can plug into those chat rooms, and you can see the link in the description box below this video. Your average positive ROI. If your average return on investment on the positive side is not where it needs to be, you may want to study trading psychology more. It's probably something that you're psyching yourself out of. You get nervous when you make a profit. You're scared that somebody's going to come and take your money. There's all kinds of mental issues that can be going on there. If your average negative ROI is too high, probably you need to learn more about stop losses. You're holding your losing trades too long instead of cutting them and nipping in the bud, as they say. So knowing your KPIs can help you understand where you might need to improve. I like this little book by Jeff Olson, The Slight Edge. It's not a new book or anything, but here's a quote from it. Anytime you see what looks like a breakthrough, it is always the end result of a long series of little things done consistently over time. No success is immediate or instantaneous. No collapse is sudden or precipitous. They are both products of the slight edge. And what Jeff Olson is talking about here is how when you make slight adjustments in your KPIs, for example, in this case, make slight adjustments, you improve gradually, you improve 1%, you improve 3%. In all these different areas, all that adds up to give you a slight edge, and it could be the difference between you making a profit or you making a loss with your trading. So here's the idea. You measure and become aware. You track these 3 KPIs over time. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's not really exciting work, okay? But it's number crunching, and you need to do it to find out these KPIs to see exactly where you are and where you need to improve. You do an objective review. You find areas for improvement, you study, you set goals, and then you take small steps toward improving your numbers over time. So here's a screenshot of my personal goals for day trading the SPY options. Some of you already know I have a day trading chat room called the Afternoon SPY for trading SPY options. But for my personal trades, these are my goals. An 85% win rate. That may seem high, but it's actually pretty realistic for me. My average losing trade, less than 15% per trade, and my average winning trade is greater than 10% per trade. Those are my goals. Now that may seem like, well, Bob, you have some work to do on the losing trades while you let them move so big, but the way my system works and the way I'm comfortable with it, I'm pretty happy with the win rate, but I do need to work on curtailing my losses more quickly. One of the ways I do that is I have an objective number that if it hits 25% loss, then I'm out of the trade. I don't argue with it. I don't look at a different time frame. I simply exit the trade. Now that gives me a high number on that one trade, right? So that means on other trades I've got to come in here and I've got to cut that loss pretty quickly in order to get that average win rate reduced down to at least 15% or lower. On my average winning trade, I aim for 10%. You're combining averages. You're not looking at one single trade. You're looking at a whole week's worth, a whole month's worth. You're looking at 100 trades, whatever it takes for you to go back and see enough data to where you can crunch these numbers and see what works for you. So if we take the hypothetical $2,000 per trade, then this is what it looks like. 85 wins versus 15 losses. That means the average win is 10%, $200 per trade, times 85 wins equals 17,000. My average loss, let's say it's 15% of that $2,000, that's going to be $300, but it's only about 15 losses, so that's a loss of $4,500. The net gain is $12,500 on 100 trades, trading $2,000 per trade, hypothetically. Looking at day trading, that's about 5 trades per day. So you take a large number of trades that use the same strategy, and this is kind of important. You don't want to lump different strategies into your same KPIs, right? So if you have one strategy for trading SPY options, then you measure that. If you have one strategy for trading Forex, then measure that. If you have one strategy for swing trading, measure that. Measure those different things, those different strategies separately so that you can find out where you're making your real money. So take the time and do the 3 KPIs. Decide which numbers you want to improve first. Focus on that one area until you see improvement and your goals, and then repeat this process continually. George Soros said the scope for improvement is infinite precisely because perfection is unattainable. What that means is that you're never going to get 100% winning trades. You're never going to get where all your winning trades are like 50% and all your losing trades are 0. Okay, it's not going to happen, but you can continually improve, you can continually test, you can continually measure and seek ways to improve on your trading. So if you like this video, I have a bunch of other videos on my channel. I have videos related to SPY options, I have videos related to trading psychology, videos related to trade management, and videos related to TC2000, the charting software. And then here are some videos that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching.